Hi, so today I want to talk about a challenging dressing task, which is putting on socks. So I wanted to give you guys a few tips and strategies to how to make this an easier task for our children. So first off, I wanted to talk about this sock. So I like this sock for a few reasons. I like that there's a picture on the front and not on the back, so this right off the bat helps with some orientation of the sock. The toe also has a different color as well as the heel. So this is kind of a few things to keep in mind when you are working on orientation of the sock, to have some good points of, oh, is the princess on the top or is it on the bottom, just to help with orientation. I want to remind you that taking off socks is easier than putting on socks, so make sure your child has mastered taking off socks before you start working on putting on socks. Also practicing with a looser sock, so whether it's an adult sock, this is a good way to practice to help them be more successful. I wanted to show you another strategy that we often use to help with aligning over the toes. So this is just the top of a sock that was cut off. So if you have any extra socks or they've outgrown their socks, you can practice by just cutting off the top or using a hair scrunchie. So this is a similar motion without all the excess of the sock to work on putting over their toes. This sometimes doesn't feel like it's a dressing task. You could pretend like it's a bracelet that they're putting on to help improve some motivation. So again, this is just a little bit of an easier way to help them get the sock over their toes. And while I'm in this position, I wanted to point out that I'm in a position where my toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. This is a good position to get your child in to help make it a little bit easier. If we have their foot turned on the side, they're having to then orient their body towards where their toes are positioned. So try and get them in this position with both arms on the outside of their leg, so their toes are pointing up. This just again helps make it a little bit easier. I also wanted to show you a few other tasks you can work on to make it not feel like you're working on dressing, which is finding a rubber band, and if you've got like a pool noodle or even a cup, you can practice putting it on over top. Again, this is that similar motion of putting on the sock over the toes. We also use this nail board sometimes in the clinic, where again you can just work on what we call the bilateral hand coordination of using our two hands to get that stretch motion to put on top. So I hope, and then finally, one other thing is something called backwards chaining. So this is where you as the adult would do all the beginning steps and then your child would do the last step. This is especially a great idea for a really challenging task because it helps give them the success of completing the task. So this is a good idea to practice with socks, so where you're putting it all the way over their toe and giving them just the last little bit of maybe just pulling over a tiny bit over their heel. And then each time you practice, gradually have them do more and more, but making sure that they're doing the ending steps so they're getting that success of completing the task. So I hope some of these tips and strategies help at home, and thanks for watching. Bye.